Here you see a piece of bulk hair. You can purchase at the beauty supply or hair store or wherever you could purchase hair inside your community. Comes in different colors, different styles, but it's almost always attached to a weft at the base, which looks kind of like a sewed up knot that goes across the hair. This weft is usually quite thin, and often when you make hair pieces you're going to want to sew two of these pieces together. This is not necessary, however, and you can just do them by cutting them to size and putting on the clamps that clamp them to your hair. Here you see me putting two pieces together, and they're both the same size, and I'm putting clippies in to hold the hair to make it easier while I sew the two wefts together. You can use any type of thread that you like. I prefer to use one that's the same color as the hair, but even if you have one that's a little off, you can use a magic marker or something to color it in. Here you see me sewing the two wefts together. Often I've seen hairdressers try to sew it through the actual weft, which is the hard part at the top. You're really just going to hurt yourself if you do that. It tends to be too hard to push a needle through that area. But I find if you just work your way around the weft and you do it tightly, then it'll work out great for you. And most of the time when I'm on photo shoots and so forth, if I have to make a weft or customize a weft real quick, I can make one in 5-10 minutes, and it stays until I decide to undo it. The real trick here is when you put the needle around the weft, you physically wrap it around the needle and then pull it through. That creates a lock, you might say, to the next loop. So I pull the needle through, and when the needle pokes out, I wrap the string that's behind around the needle and then pull it taut. You might have to watch it a few times to see it, but here you see me going all across the weft. Now this is two pieces of weft sewn together, and usually two pieces is about right for a hair piece. I've sometimes gone as many as 3 or 4. Like I said, if you see the thread, you might want to use a magic marker and color that in. But by the right color thread, of course. Now these are the clips. They're usually anywhere from 30 cents to $1.50 depending on the size. Basically they are sewn to the weft, and they are what clamps the weft to your hair. There's holes on top and on the side, and I even thread it through the teeth so that it actually goes around the base quite a bit. You bend it to open and you bend it to close. There's usually a little piece of plastic underneath the teeth to protect the hair from any breakage that might occur. But very easy to work with. Nothing really to say about it besides that. It's a piece of cake. Find whatever side you like best on the weft and put the clip on the opposite side. Here you see me holding it in place. I'm about to put a needle through the first hole on top, and then I'm going to wrap the needle around and cinch it in. Now the first one is always the hardest, and then once you get around and you start going around the different teeth or the different connections, you can do this in a minute or two. Silk thread is what I prefer to use. By the way, they do sell thread at the hair shops. I don't necessarily believe that you have to purchase that thread. There's different types of needles. You can buy curved needles, any type of needle that you'd like, as long as it fits through the clip that you're using. I've had it where I bought needles that were too large and they wouldn't make it through the holes in the clippy. So here I'm working now inside the teeth of the clip. That's just the way I learned it. If you just want to keep it in the actual holes on top, do that. But with each piece, you see me wrapping the string around the needle before I actually pull it out all the way. So I slide it in between the teeth at the base, around the weft, and tighten it. You should see me wrap it around. There you go. Now I'll pull on the needle. And it's basically the same way that you sewed the weft. Easy breezy, nothing hard here. You should be able to make a hairpiece in 20 minutes with a little practice. The great fun is that you could start mixing colors, and I take these weaves apart and put two colors in and sew them up, take them apart and put a little bit of a red or a yellow, and just like a 3-inch piece right in the middle. And people have fun with it. It's really something that once you make one or two, you'll be surprised at how easy it is. You can of course buy these pre-made. I think they come out better when you make them yourself. What else? The hardest part is finding the one to match the color that matches you. That's why I suggest you go to a hair shop, place that specifically sells hair for extensions and so forth, and have them match your hair on the spot. Have them physically hold the hair up, make sure it matches your hair, because even if it's off by a little bit, that's what makes it look like you've got a hairpiece in your head. Match the hair, and then purchase it. And buy the clip separately, and buy the needle and thread at a sewing store, and make one yourself. If you want to buy two colors and make it look like you have highlights in your hair, by all means. Kids love the really bright ones. You make a 2-inch blue one and put it above someone's ear, and it really acts as an accent for music videos, updos, weddings, and so forth. So here you see I put in the combs, all 3 of them I believe, and might not be the prettiest I've ever done, but definitely workable. And since I used the white thread, you could see the thread going around. Now I've made a smiley face on the back of a smiley face part in the back of my model's head here, and I'm going to show you how to attach the hairpiece. First thing you want to do is take a piece and do not lift it away from the head when you backcomb it. If you lift it away from the head, then you're going to create a big bump. I'm going to hold the hair downward and backcomb into the root, a slight knotted area, keeping in mind that I still want to be able to comb through the rest of the hair. So the knot should only be sitting on the root, not anywhere from that root. If you backcomb correctly, you can backcomb into the root and comb through the ends of the hair, as you see me doing here. So make sure you can comb through the rest of the hair. I have backcombed this this model in 3 pieces, once in the center and on the 2 sides. A little bit of hairspray over the backcombing just makes it a little bit more snug when you put in the hairpiece. And now I'm smoothing down the hair just with my hands. You don't want to brush it through, because you could comb out the backcombing. 3 pieces, half circle, backcombed where the combs should go. Open up the clippy by bending it, all 3 of them, and when you push it, or I'm sorry, slide it down into the backcombed area and use both your thumbs to pop it into place, you're bending the clip in the shape of the head. So when the clip closes, it should fold in a slightly rounded position, which leaves it flat up against your head. Now that we've got the clippies closed and snug, we can drop that